Welcome along to the 67th Macau Grand Prix, and we're looking down on the first grid of the weekend. We had free practice all day yesterday, and we have qualification races this afternoon following 20-minute qualifying sessions this morning that determine the grids for the 8-lap races that we're looking forward to this afternoon. Very colourful grid will line up for the first of our races today, which is the Macau Touring Car Cup, with the number 6 car going quickest this morning, occupying pole position, it being the Mitsubishi Evo 9 of Leung Yang Weng, Kevin Leung, as it would say on the side of the car, who lines up right at the front of the field. The race to get underway, or the final formation lap to get underway, in around about 5 minutes time. So I think that pretty much sounds like the 5-minute klaxon being displayed. And as the camera pans out to give you the full grid, can see just how impressive this field is, because it's for the local drivers, very much drivers from Macau feature here. One from Singapore, Paul Fan, and one from Hong Kong, Sang Chi Kong. But you're having a look at the pole position car, number 6, and that is the car of Kevin Leung. Alongside, on the front row of the grid, the orange and whites of Luciano Castillo Ramirez in the number 13 Mitsubishi Evo 9. For many years, Evo 9s have been, Evo 9s 10s have been the weapon of choice around the Macau Guia circuit for the Macau Touring Car Cup. Second row of the grid, with on the outside of the second row, Chan Reng Tong from the Son Wang Racing Team. Car number 88 on row 3, Chu Hio Fong in the number 88 car. Always very well presented, these cars, and a great opportunity to showcase drivers and talent and teams from this part of the world for the 67th Macau Grand Prix. 28 is next, Geronimo Badaraco, been here at Macau for many years, competing on the Guia circuit. Number 20 alongside, another one that comes back year after year, knows the Guia circuit well, Rui Valent. 55 is next, Chern Chi-on in the SLM Racing Team Ford Fiesta. And the 66 pink Subaru of So Yin Hong is next. Number 17 is Delphine Mendonca Choi in the Mitsubishi Evo 9. Great thing about these is they all do pick very, very different colour schemes to enter in the Macau Touring Car Cup, and a lot of thought goes into the presentation of the cars, and they have the honour of being the first of the races of 5 this afternoon, qualification races, all over 8 laps. BMW, the official vehicle of the 67th running of the Macau Grand Prix, and the medical cars you see at the tail of the field. Great shot that, looking down on the hugely colourful grid, and the front row of the grid, pole position, Kevin Leung, Leung Yang Weng, alongside the number 1 car, Wang Wan Long. So the heart rate begins to rise ahead of the first of our races around this world famous and quite wonderful Guia circuit at Macau. And they know that the eyes of the world will be looking on to the races today and tomorrow as well. Longer races tomorrow, 8 laps for qualifying and 12 laps for the race tomorrow. But that's the grid as it lines up. They'll be heading off around the circuit for a final formation lap. So it really is the final countdown now, with all the personnel having been cleared from the grid. The BMW right at the front of the field, waiting for the lights to go out and signify the start of the formation lap. One of the regular local races, the Macau Touring Car Cup, hugely popular as well. It always gets the excitement going. Touring car racing always good around the Macau circuit. Great opportunity for drivers from across Greater China to race on the Guia circuit. Always action-packed, always promises plenty of thrills and spills, does the Macau Touring Car Cup. And now is the opportunity to sample the circuit this afternoon. First of our races, and the temperature in Macau different to yesterday that we had for free practice, when it was very warm and lovely sunshine looking down, and pretty blue skies as well. 27 degrees yesterday. Today 23, a little bit cloudy, a couple of drops of rain this morning as well, which didn't affect anything out on track. But very humid in Macau, 88% humidity. And I think we're going to be pretty sure that we're not going to get rain. A few years ago, we did get rain ahead of the qualification race for the Formula 3 race, the Macau Grand Prix qualification race on Saturday, and it was a significant amount of rain that we had as well just before the race started. I think the start of the race was put back a little while. Today it's dry, and this, the formation lap, the opportunity to weave the cars from side to side, get as much heat into the tyres as they possibly can. Free practice yesterday, over 35 minutes, 2 sessions, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Luciano Castillo Ramirez was quickest in the first of those sessions, and in the second of the free practice sessions, Juan Long went quickest. So they thread their way up through maternity hospital, back there on the left-hand side, through Teddy Yip, on towards the Solitude S's. Can't be too aggressive with the weaving of the cars on this part of the circuit, because it does get incredibly narrow. So just really relying on the wider parts of the circuit to get the final heat into the tyres. Critical, the start of the race, and to get everything up to temperature, very, very important. All behind the BMW official car as they push on towards the end of Sector 3, which will come slightly after the Melco hairpin into Police. This catches out a few over the years, and the right-hander that comes soon after here at Moorish catches out a few more as well. There's a pretty iconic camera angle you'll see in a moment, that one there, and so often you see a car wide and hitting the red and white tyre barrier. You just see there, this is Donna Maria, long left-hander that they go around. 19th Marshal post on the circuit, just on the outside of that corner, up towards the Melco hairpin, through the Melco hairpin, and then the completion of Sector 3. And the circuit opens up now, and they can power down, they can begin to weave the cars, get that final bit of heat into the tyre. You wouldn't want to be sitting on the front of the grid for too long. So coming up towards the completion of the formation lap for our first race of the weekend here in Macau. Welcome along, everybody. The field will form up two abreast with Kevin Leung Yang Weng on pole position alongside Wong Wan Long, and the BMW will peel off. It starts to do so now. Safety car into pit lane. The final corner is navigated, and very soon we will be racing here at Macau. And lights out, and it's the #1 car of Wong Wan Long who gets the best of the starts. Just gets the advantage, the drop on Kevin Leung from the front row of the grid. Third place there is Luciano Castillo Ramirez. They all get off the line safely. No problems there at the start of the race. And great start there for #1, the red and white Mitsubishi Evo 10 of Wong Wan Long through Lisboa. Will everybody manage to get through Lisboa without a problem? Certainly the top two have. They have essentially broken away already from the rest of the field as they head up there. You get a good idea of speed. Having a look here, and that could be very brave indeed, and it works! Kevin Leung takes the lead of the race, and that was incredibly brave. This is notably not really hugely popular overtaking area of the circuit, but making up for the start, and Kevin Leung getting into the lead. By the time they get up into the really twisty section and making it count as well, pulling away from Wong Wan Long. Up they go, and at the moment we have just one race leader turning into police. Very quick this morning on circuit was Kevin Leung. Time of 2:34.392 this morning in their 20-minute session on track. Onto Donna Maria. That is your race leader. See how beautifully prepared that car is. And on towards the Melco hairpin. Through Melco, heading down Black Sands and Fisherman's Bend at the end of here. Very quick part of the circuit. Waiting for the rest of the field to come through. Unbelievable the amount of advantage that Kevin Leung has over the rest of the field already. Through Fisherman's onto R Bend, and the completion of the lap. Turns in. How tight the car turns into the corner as well. Working very well, that Mitsubishi Evo 9. So close to the guardrail. You have to go on a committed lap here. So close. Just having a look at that vapour coming out of the car as well in the humid conditions at Macau today. But that is your race leader, car number 6 from the Son Ren Racing team. Second place has got a bit of a gap over the rest of the field as well now. So that's quite an advantage, because everybody else at the moment queuing up to be third behind Luciano Castillo Ramirez through Lisboa on towards San Francisco, and up San Francisco Hill they will go. Car number 8 is Wong Kar Hong and that's the Macau driver heading up through the mountain section through Teddy Yip, so synonymous with Macau and the Macau Grand Prix. 28, that's Geronimo Badaracco, who knows how fierce competition can be here at Macau. It's been here for many, many years, and as we said when the grid was forming up, very much Macau entry this year for the Macau Touring Car Cup. Two exceptions, the number 62 car of Paul Fan from Singapore and Sang Chi Kong from Hong Kong. That's Luciano Castillo Ramirez, still with 3 or 4 cars behind. First of all, it's Geronimo Badaracco, but this is not the part of the circuit to mount a manoeuvre. They can't overtake here at the Macau hairpin. It's a weekend-long yellow flag heading into the corner. So they accelerate down and away from the Macau hairpin. Just being able to put the brake on now. In third place is Castillo Ramirez. So therefore, the cork in the bottle behind is Geronimo Badaracco. So the top 3 have all got themselves now a little bit of breathing space out on circuit as we look at the 13 car of Luciano Castillo Ramirez. Mitsubishi Evo 9, very much the chosen car. I just wondered why we whipped around. You can see the difference in performance there, with a big long gap before we've got this first cluster of cars, and then quite a large expanse of tarmac before we have the pursuing field. So the race leader presses on. Now, the only thing that's happened, unfortunately, don't have access to the timing screen at the moment. It seems to have failed for the start of the race, so I can't give you ideas on lap times and gaps between them at the moment, but you can see physically to the eye, car number 6, Leung Yang Weng, Kevin Leung, is really showing this as a display of mastery around the Guia circuit in the Mitsubishi Evo 9. Can pick his lines absolutely perfectly at the moment, with no problem from any cars behind. He's got glorious isolation, and that's a problem. That car at the moment seems to be not able, it's hit the barrier and not able to, that's the waved yellows that give everybody as much notification as they can that we've got a car on the outside of the corner, but that car will need to be moved. Regular feature of racing at Macau is that one glance on the barrier and it can do an awful lot of damage. That's the leader, Kevin Leung, car number 6 in the Evo 9 from the Song Weng racing team, and the second place car, Wang Wan Long, all making their way down from the Macau hairpin on to complete another lap. Looking at car number 8, that's Wong Kar Hong. Mitsubishi Evo 10 is the car of choice for Wong Kar Hong. He's having to do a fair bit of defensive driving there from Chan Chi Ha in the Mitsubishi Evo 9. These have proved to be great cars around the Guia circuit, and that is the kind of battle that we've come to expect from the Macau Touring Car Cup. Fantastic stuff. Get these little battles that tend to form after a few laps. And I'm pleased to say that the timing screen has sparked into life. Safety car boards being displayed. So timing screen will be able to show once we get the race back from the intervention from the safety car. We will be able to give you the idea of lap times and gaps as well. How we rely on the modern technology nowadays when enjoying motorsport, and particularly important to get those stats around the Guia circuit, because it is a long circuit. There are 4 splits, and very often you'll have a car which favours either the faster first and last section of the circuit or the more nimble second and third sectors on the circuit. Gives us a fairly good idea on where gaps will come down and extend as well. But now we need to recover that car, and in order to do that, safety car intervention. Official vehicles of the 67th running of the Macau Grand Prix are BMWs, and they'll be, over the course of the weekend, BMW M-Town will come to town in Macau, which is a global feature from BMW, wherever multiple BMWs are able to display their beauty and prowess. They open BMW M-Town. Well, it's open this weekend at Macau. So, confirmation, and that's unexpected. The number 88 car of Chu Hio Fong is 4th quickest this morning, and Mitsubishi Evo 9 from the RPM Racing team seemingly parked up and also requiring a recovery. So under safety car, Kevin Leung, car number 6, heads up towards the Melco hairpin. All of these camera angles are so iconic from following years and years of the Macau Grand Prix. Fantastic event. Macau Grand Prix first run in 1954, and how it grows and grows year on year. Huge dedication from the teams that work on this event behind the scenes, particularly to ensure that we're able to have our yearly treat this year at Macau. And that's very much a feature of safety car intervention, that you try to keep the heat in the tyres, and this part of the circuit, a good part of the circuit, to ensure you can do that, because as soon as the safety car boards are removed, then we'll be racing once again. So opportunity perhaps for Wong Wan Long to get perhaps a another very, very good start, as he did on the original start. Was able to get ahead of Kevin Leung, or Leung Yan Wang. There is the safety car. So said it was a long lap. Takes a long while to pick the cars up, but the BMW accelerates now. No safety car, no virtual safety car, not when you've got the beauty of a BMW. The 2 is the safety car of the first race of the weekend. Previously, of course, the 1 Series, the 2 Series, the 3 Series, the 4 Series. Now, as of last year, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4. Fantastic little branding opportunity for BMW, and they make the most of it on the front of the safety car. Just saying very proudly, the 2. So it's Kevin Leung that leads, car number 6, Leung Yang Wen. And these qualification races today are all 8 laps in duration. Notice how Wong Wan Long is keeping very, very tight and close to the back of the number 6 car that leads the race. Third place, the number 8 car of Wong Kar Hong. That's the white and red car you see in the background. The 25 car of Chan Chi Ha in 4th place, weaving to get heat into the tyres. Then Geronimo Badaracco, Chan Reng Tong, the top 6. And down as far as 11th place to get the first of our non-Macau drivers. And that's for the Hong Kong-based driver, Tsang Chi Kong. Marshals will have been on post from early this morning, 6 o'clock, 6:30 or thereabouts. These cars were the first cars on track this morning, occupying the 7:30 slot normally reserved for the motorcycles. Motorcycles not taking part in the 67th running of the Macau Grand Prix weekend, sadly. And they'll be back, make no mistake about that. It's a unique year, is 2020, and to put an event on at all is a huge feat. And we have fantastic entries for every single one of our categories this weekend to really showcase the local talent from the region, from China, from Macau, from Hong Kong. All of the drivers and teams have really done themselves proud this weekend, and has to be said as well, we have had remarkably few stoppages taking place this weekend. Really are behaving themselves very, very well indeed, knowing that they are performing on a world stage. So they head around once more the Macau hairpin down towards Black Sands and Fisherman's. Safety cars still have the lights on the roof as it flashed past the camera point on the very fast run down towards Fisherman's. See normal life at Macau on the roads taking place in the background. Safety car lights are out. This is going to be a restart. Little pop of smoke from Kevin Leung as they come up towards the final turn. I'll bend. Can Wong Wan Long stay close to the back of Kevin Leung? No, he's gone. He's gone. And the green flag is waved. So already a gap for the race leader. Fantastic when he puts the power down and is able to pull away as he did on that rather brave manoeuvre to take the lead initially. See the cars bouncing over those bumps on these normal everyday roads that become the Guia circuit once a year. And we now have 5 laps in the book, 5 laps completed out of 8, and 3 laps to go as they break for Lisboa Hotel, just out of camera shot there, onto San Francisco, accelerating up the hill. Chan Chi Ha, that was, from Macau in the number 25 car. Very colourful. Can't really describe what colour the car is. It's got just about every colour of the rainbow on it, but all goes together to make a very, very striking livery on that car. Up towards Teddy Yip, concentrating very hard on the mirrors at the moment on the restart. The number 8 car of Wong Kar Hong, very, very close indeed. Great little battle that is for the final step on the podium. There will be podiums for our qualification races. There will be a certain amount of differences to a normal podium that we would have. I think we'll be without champagne this year, not surprisingly, and potentially without the winners' garlands as well. Looking at Wong Wan Long in 2nd place in the number 1 car, and keeping himself pretty busy at the moment with the 25 car right behind of Chan Chi Ha. So we head up towards the Macau hairpin. Everybody wants to be second, all queuing up behind Wong Wan Long. Just needs to keep it very neat and tidy as He accelerates down from the Macau hairpin down towards Fisherman's. They're going to be completing 5 laps at the end of this, and this battle is properly on, isn't it, for the second step of the podium, with Wong Kar Hong really putting the pressure on now to the number 1 car of Wan Wan Long. The two come through together as one, and they deal with the final corner, our bend, and complete now 6 laps across the line. Chan Chi Ha in 3rd place, putting all of that pressure on the back of Wan Wan Long. And the number 25 car has done well to get past Wong Kar Hong for the final podium position, but it might be another podium position, because now really challenging for 2nd place on the podium. Rui Valente is on the march upwards as well, so is Ibun Ho in 8th place, down through Lisboa. Couple of laps, including this one that they're on, left to do this in, but it is doable. And through they come. 2nd place, Wong Wan Long. 3rd place, Chan Chi Ha. 4th place, Wong Kar Hong. Geronimo Badaracco in 5th place. Chan Wen Tong completes the top 6. This the penultimate lap with 1 safety car intervention. Number 1, Wong Wan Long. And Chan Chi Ha in the multicoloured number 25 car. 72 has gone off. That's Lam Hong Fai. And he's just trying to get the car going again, leaning down to the left-hand side of the driving position to hopefully get that car fired up and on its way. Number 8 car there in 4th place, looking at the final podium position, looking now at it fading away a little with a bit of a gap. The yellow flags, stationary yellow flags, don't worry about those. They are there throughout the weekend, just to indicate no overtaking into the Macau hairpin. Meanwhile, the race leader will be almost coming up towards the final lap. 3rd sector is complete. It's the race leader who has the fastest lap of the race. This is the battle for 5th place, with Geronimo Badaracco leading around Fisherman's. And then this battle for the final podium position comes to grief, and the two of them make contact. The number 8 car goes off down the escape road at Lisboa, and that's how close the battle was getting for the final podium position. Here they go. It's Wong just in front, gets the nudge from the 25 car of Chan Chi Ha, and off down the escape road the car goes. He's not going to be happy about that, is he? Absolutely no chance. And unfortunately, the number 8 car of Wong Kar Hong not getting the best of that very, very close battle. This is the race leader. That is the 2nd place car. And so therefore, we have a battle on for the lead of the race. That gap has come right down. Kevin Leung leading the race, twisting through this section down towards Teddy Ip. And what happened to that gap between the two of them? It was 1.5 seconds at the end of the penultimate lap. Kelvin Leung leads the race and presses on, but Kelvin at the moment has the better of Wong Wan Long. But that gap had come right down, hasn't it? The car seems back on pace now as he turns into police up towards the right-hander at Moorish, and still in the same shot is the number 1 car. Was 1.6 seconds behind and goes through. So the number 1 car goes through. Wong Wan Long. There was a problem for Kelvin Leung, and the car slows. This is your race leader on the final lap of this qualification race, all on his own, the number 1 car, Wong Wan Long. And Kelvin Leung has now, unfortunately, stopped by the side of the road. I had a feeling there might have been something wrong with the car to have allowed that huge gap that the car had at the front of the field to have closed down as significantly as it had. But then for the car to completely stop, very surprising indeed. This is your new race leader, Wong Wan Long. Got a very, very impressive start. He did in the number 1 car, and that is our first winner of the weekend at Macau, Wong Wan Long. The number 1 car, the Mitsubishi Evo 10, takes the first checkered flag of the weekend. And drama already at Macau as the race long leader, Kelvin Leung, Yan Weng in the thus far perfectly performing Mitsubishi Evo 9 had to pull off on the final lap and allow Wong Wan Long through to take the first win of the weekend. Second place, therefore, was the number 25 car, also not without a bit of drama. Chan Chi Ha on the second step of the podium, having had that contact with Wong Kar Hong at Lisboa, and the third step of the podium to be Geronimo Badaraco in the number 28 car you see down there, ends up on the third step of the podium. So we did say the Macau Touring Car Cup always gives us drama and excitement. Well, he had it all there, and I think the rather misshapen bonnet on the number 25 car is the legacy of one of those acts of drama towards the closing stages of the race. But be very interested to know what was up with Kelvin Leung's car, because it had such good pace throughout the race. The restart was absolutely superb. He was gone, and then didn't go according to plan. There'll be a podium for our first race of the day. And then we'll prepare ourselves for the qualification race for the Greater Bay Area GT Cup, which is our second race of the afternoon. Welcome along, everybody, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Macau. There is nothing like this event anywhere on the planet, and we are so grateful that we're able to be here at Macau in 2020, despite all of the challenges that everybody the world over is facing. We are still able to have a Macau Grand Prix, which is fantastic, not just for Macau, for the region of the world, but also for the motorsport world as well, because the Macau Grand Prix really is a jewel in the crown of global motorsport. Fantastic. Our first race of the day, the Macau Touring Car Cup, and the top three will be heading into Parc Fermé, onto the podium as well, and we'll see all of the scenes of celebration down there. Now, there are some things that are a little different this year, not surprisingly, and potentially that will be, normally I would get a small piece of paper with names of people that will be on the podium and presenting trophies. Potentially we won't have the actual presentation of trophies. I don't know. We shall wait and see. with the distance that has to happen this year, slightly more awkward to get instant information, but we will bring you as much of the action as we possibly can in 2020, because just being at the Guia circuit is quite a treat in itself. So the race winner already having parked up down in Parc Fermé ahead of the podium presentation, to be joined by Chanchi Ha in the 25 car, the slightly battered Mitsubishi of Chanchi Ha in second place. I'm pretty sure there'll be a discussion or two happening after this podium presentation. The combination of the 25 car of Chanchi Ha and Wong Kar Hong down at Brisbane was one of those dramatic moments, wasn't it? And Geronimo Badaracco appears down in Parc Fermé as well. Geronimo just got the perfect name for a racing driver, really, hasn't he? Geronimo Badaracco, and stops down in Parc Fermé ahead of the podium presentation. So a few questions at the end of that race. I wonder what happened to Kelvin Leung. Leon Wong, Wong Wan Long, a happy winner, our first winner of the weekend here at Macau. And we'll be seeing in a few moments them getting ready for the podium presentation. The rest of the drivers all out of the cars, and opportunity to talk to their adversaries about the battles that they've just had around the Guia circuit. Waving for the cameras down in Parc Fermé, and soon will be up on the podium as well. Congratulations coming between competitors down in Parc Fermé. Good to see, and I'm sure they'll be making their way up towards the podium very soon indeed. 67th running of the Macau Grand Prix this weekend. And lovely moments. You do, when you see scenes like that down in Parc Fermé, you realise just how much this means to drivers to compete and to succeed on the Guia circuit at Macau. For an all Macau entry, confirmation, Wong Wan Long wins the race in a Mitsubishi Evo. Chanchi Ha in second place. Geronimo Badaracco in the Chevrolet Cruze. Chan Wen Tong in fourth place. Mao Chi Fai in the Mitsubishi in fifth place. And confirmation of all of the finishers in our first race of the weekend. The overall classification for the qualification race over 8 laps at the Macau Guia circuit, and tomorrow's race increases in length. It's the first race of the day, 9 o'clock local time tomorrow morning, and it will be over 12 laps, as indeed all of our races will be tomorrow. Let's have a look back at the highlights of our first race of the weekend, the Macau Touring Car Cup.